Good afternoon again. It's Tuesday, March 31st. We're going to do our writing lesson. So, if you joined me yesterday, we read a book called Zinnia's Flower Garden during our Read Aloud. And then during our writing lesson, we used transition words to explain the process that Zinnia went through in order to plant her flower garden. This morning's Read Aloud was written by the same author as Zinnia's Flower Garden. Monica Wellington also wrote Pizza at Sally's. So we read this morning for our read aloud, and I asked you to listen as we read for the order of steps that Sally went through in order to make her pizza. So we're going to go back and find the pages or the page that talks about the steps she took, and we're going to use our transition words to talk through that. And then we will start to generate a list of different things that we know how to do that we could explain to others using these transition words or steps. So in Pizza at Sally's, they talked about all the different ingredients that go into making a pizza. Hopefully you got to watch the science video I posted this morning, which was about the 5 fabulous food groups. And if you did, you could try to figure out which food group tomatoes went in, and the flour or the wheat, which would be the grains group. Then you have cheese, ice cream, and milk. Try to figure out which food group that goes in. So then we start talking about Sally opening her pizzeria, and she's getting all of these orders in and everything. So here's where she actually starts making her pizza. So she makes her own sauce. So these look like some of the ingredients that she uses to make her sauce. Okay, so it looks like first Sally makes her sauce, her pizza sauce. Then here she's measuring and mixing with water and yeast, so it looks like she's making the dough. So first she makes her tomato sauce. Second, she makes the pizza dough. It looks like here she's kneading the dough, right? She's pushing and pulling and punching and pounding on the dough. Okay, so we could say, then she kneads the dough, right? She also, makes it into a, she rolls it and folds it and rolls it again, and then whoosh, she twirls it up into the air to make that pizza. Okay. And she says now everything is put together. So she has the dough, the tomato sauce. Next she puts on the cheese. Okay, so let's go back and let's look at this pizza that she's made here. Okay, so here's her pizza. So we know she made her tomato sauce, all right? We know she made her tomato sauce, she made her dough. She does everything from scratch, right? But let's think about now, if we had all of our ingredients in front of us and we were actually putting the pizza together. Let's go through the steps, okay? So first, I would roll out the pizza dough, right? Toss it up if I needed to, all right? Roll out the pizza dough. Second, I would take the sauce and spoon it onto the pizza dough and spread it out, okay? So I would cover the pizza dough in sauce. Then I would take my cheese and sprinkle my cheese on top of the sauce. Next, I would add any toppings that I wanted to add. I like pepperoni, I like mushrooms, I like green peppers. So I would add my toppings. And then finally, I would put my pizza in the oven and bake it. And I might even add an extra step. Maybe after next, I would say, after that, I would put my pizza in the oven, and then finally, I would eat it and enjoy it. Okay, so just because these are the transition words that we came up with yesterday doesn't mean that they're the only ones that you're able to use. Okay, so what I want you to start thinking about is something that you are good at that you can teach others how to do. We want to choose something that we're good at because then if we're good at it, we can teach other people how to do it. If it's something that we're doing for the first time, we're still learning, or maybe even the first or second or third time, we're still learning, and we're not experts yet to a point where we can teach others how to do it. So I'm going to start generating a list, and this is my list, and your list may look different than this, all right? So because you're going to be good at different things than Mrs. Hill is good at, right? So when I do my list, I'm going to number my list. So I'm going to say, I want to come up with at least three things that I am good at, that I think that I could teach others how to do. So I'm going to go with my example that I used yesterday. When I make Dylan lunch each day, every single day he wants a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So I think that I could teach someone how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So I'm going to write P, B, and J, which stands for peanut butter and jelly. And I'm just making notes right now. I don't need to write in sentences because I'm just trying to get my brain thinking, okay, what am I good at that I could teach others how to do? All right, let's see. Something else. I could teach others, how to read, right? So, how to read a book. Okay, and I'm specifically thinking of, we've talked this year about how there are different ways to read a book, right? I'm actually going to put a 3 here, like our poster, our anchor chart that we have in school, that there are 3 different ways to read a book. You can read the words, obviously, read the pictures, or retell the story. So if it's a story that you've heard me read or you've heard somebody read and you know it well enough, you can go through and flip through the pages without reading the words, and you can retell what's happening in the story based on the pictures. So I could teach someone about how there's 3 different ways to read a book, and I could go through those steps. All right, so let's say peanut butter and jelly sandwich, reading a book. How about, you know what? I used to dance. Maybe I could teach someone how to do a dance. Now, if I were going to choose that one, I would have to narrow that down, right? Because there's so many different kinds of dances that can be taught and can be done. So for today, just try to get your list. You can obviously have more than 3 things. I just did 3. I try to get at least 3 because then you have options. And then moving forward, we will choose the topic and kind of zoom in on it. So when you zoom in on it, on a topic, you narrow it down. So like I was saying with the dance, I could say, there's ballet, and I'm going off of the dances that I know how to do, that I've been trained in, right? Because I'm the expert here that's teaching others how to do one of these things. So ballet, jazz, modern. All right. So if this is the topic that I choose, I'm then going to have to say, okay, what kind of dance am I going to be teaching about here? Because, there's 3 different kinds that I feel that I could teach about. Okay? So go ahead and generate your list today of your things that you're an expert in that you think you could teach others how to do. And as always, send me your work through the dojo, and I'd love to give you feedback. And I will see you tomorrow for our Read Aloud around 9 a.m.